What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Before we get into the episode, I just want to say something real quick. September is National Suicide Prevention Month. I just want to say, be kind to people, guys. Say hi to that person walking past you. Tell them good morning. Tell them good afternoon. Tell them, when you're done having a conversation, tell someone I hope you have a good day. It's the little things that make the biggest changes. And, just being there for someone at certain times is all it takes. That one little conversation with someone is all it takes sometimes. You never know what someone's going through. You never know what they have in their lives. The hardships that they have at certain times. We all have something going on. And sometimes it could just be really hard. And certain moments make the world. So thank you, guys. And let's get straight to the episode.
And I can't go on, I can't go on like this, just dwelling on it. Used to be, I can fix these halls and patch these walls, but there's no patching.
Let's get straight into the episode, guys. Hey guys, what's up? What is going on, guys? I've always wanted to do that. I don't know if it looked that cool, probably didn't, but what is going on, guys? We're back again. It is Friday the 5th of September. Tomorrow's a big game for those people here in the SA community. We got UT San Antonio now. Not UTSA anymore. UT San Antonio versus Texas State. It's going to go down. It's going to go down at the Dome. Stuff's going to get wild. I'll be there. I'll be there in the student section, getting wild, watching some football, some of that football going on, Cowboys played Philly last night, and I lost money like always. The streak continues, fellas. The streak continues of losing money. It's getting better and better every time. We're down. We are down. Dak decided. Some people were down in this pick, but I felt really good about it because I was like, oh, the Cowboys don't have run game. Dak to go over 36.5 passing attempts. And all of a sudden, Williams is like, hey, give me the ball every time. Give me the ball every time. I'm taking it to the house. I'm going to win this a chip. That's what Williams decided to say last night. They didn't win, but it was looking pretty good for them for a good while. Williams was putting on a show. But they started stopping him a little bit. And Dak started throwing. And it was looking kind of good. It was looking like it was going to go somewhere, and then it didn't go anywhere. And I lost, but what can you do? What can you do? You just got to go from there. Just got to keep going from there, It's behind me now. But anyways, let's get into some news real quick before I start blabbering about a whole bunch of nonsense like always. North Carolina police on the hunt for a runaway emu. You heard that right. Runaway emu on the loose. Careful, guys. Careful. Hide your babies. Hide your eggs. There's an emu on the loose. Be careful out there. You don't want to get too close to them. You don't want to get too close. I don't think I've ever seen an emu in person. I've seen an ostrich in person. I know they kind of are kind of the same thing. I think an ostrich I believe an ostrich is a little bigger than an emu. Do they both spit at you? I know ostrich spits at you. I know they're supposed to be fast. I don't know. Do y'all think you could take an emu one-on-one? Like, it feels like you're you're in the backyard just having some eggs or something. And you just turn to your right and you see an emu coming right at you, full speed. Emu full force, and you got to get up, both hands, one-on-one an emu. Take it down. Beat that guy down, but they want him alive. They don't want him dead. So you just got to damage him a little bit, You got to render him. Probably pull a few feathers. Show him that you mean business. Yeah. Maybe if you take all his feathers out, he'll be too ashamed to walk around anymore. He'll just feel exposed to the world. And then he'll want to go back. He'll want the zoo to take him back, or wherever he is, so that no one has to see him anymore. But anyway, let's keep moving forward, fellas. Whew. Oh, here we go again. Multiple kangaroos escape from Texas rescue facility. It's going down, guys. It's going down. There was a big jailbreak with these kangaroos. You know, maybe they planned it out. Some jacked guys. Let's bring up a kangaroo. Show how jacked those things are. Those things are big. Things are big. They're strong. You know, they take down the average man. Average man, by the way, not a big man or a trained man, but the average man. Not saying much, but you know that's dangerous. Imagine that. Imagine that. You know, getting out of your car, taking a little sip of your coffee, and just turning to your right. 5 kangaroos about to jump you, asking you to take them to where they film Madagascar. Imagine that, huh? They're like, take us to meet them. Take us to our leader, where they film Madagascar too. That'd be cool. That would be cool, you know. Not for the person taking them, but for the kangaroos to meet their idols. Yeah, that'd be good for him. But anyways, yeah, that's actually pretty wild. A group of kangaroos escape. Dude, imagine a lot of people probably got kicked. You ever seen those videos of like, man, I don't know what's going on today. I'm kind of out of it, honestly. Like I'm kind of like, I don't know. Let me take a drink of my sausage. I don't know. I'm in it today, but I'm not in it. I've just been have a lot of things on my mind, but we'll get to that in a minute. You know, just imagine that. A kangaroo, that's dangerous, man. That's dangerous. Imagine a lot of people getting kicked. You know, you ever see those videos of like the loose animals and like they're kicking each other? Like they're just going out just kicking people. Anyways, just keep going. One more. A parrot. Oh, I almost dropped it. Let's do this. Parrot earns Guinness World Record for identifying colors. Come on. Come on, dude. What are we doing? Identifying colors? We're giving out world records for that? I could probably do that right now. Ain't no one going to give me a world record. That's not catered to certain things, you know? That's not cater. Let's not do that, man. Because then it's like, what's next, you know? What's next? Right? Like, things are just getting silly. You know, what are we going to do now? Like, cat takes longest nap. Cat beats world record for, I don't know, man. Something wild, you know? I don't know what I'm doing today, dude. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. My mind's just like on so many different things, and it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. But that's just how it goes, huh? Some days we're just kind of winging it. Some days we're kind of just out here. And I don't know. As far as this morning is going, I'm kind of just out here. And, you know, those are the days that you build the best things because you don't know what's going to happen. You're uncertain. Anyways, enough of the news. Obviously, that's throwing me off. Let's get going. Let's talk about something wild. So, you know, I've been thinking about getting really silly. I was offered another internship. Yeah. I think I might have talked about that last episode. But I don't know. I don't know. Because interview went really good. Honestly, I thought it went good. I'm not going to say it went really good because I don't know what they thought. But really cool people, really cool setup. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun, man. I had a lot of fun being interviewed with the cameras on me. I was being interviewed, talking to them, and I was like, it's really different being on the other side because you could like kind of cruise a little bit more, kind of like chill. And for me, it's like I could talk for hours if you're asking me questions. Like whatever you're asking me, I'm gonna have a fun time answering. And I want to hear about you. I want us to talk about it. And I feel like all those people were really cool. People I love to work with. You know, I would have a blast. But yeah, was really fun. I'm hoping I get the call, you know. I'll pray on it, and we'll see. We'll see. You know, I don't want to say like, oh, I'm gonna get it. Oh, I'm for sure gonna get it. Like stuff like that, because it's like you never know. No, you never know. You never know who's gonna walk in there for that job application. You never know what they thought about me. Maybe they thought I was a douche. You know, maybe they thought I had an ego or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm kind of just blabbering on. But then I also have another one for sports media, and it'll be more like campaigning, learning how to market, all that. And I'm thinking I'm gonna take that one as well. You know, I know it's gonna be a lot. I did the math, dude, and a, a really hard week for me would be like 70 hours with everything together. My school, my job coaching, this other one that's kind of like an internship job, and then the internship. It would be like 70 hours a week. And it's the Celsius, guys. I'm sorry. And an easy week would be like 50-ish hours. And it was like, my mind's like, oh man, that's a lot. But it's like, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm out of college and someone looks at me and is like, oh, well, you don't have the experience we're looking for. I don't want that to be the situation where it's like, what I'm capable of doing isn't what matters here. It's the experience I have that matters. You know, I wanted to just be like, all right, you know, you have this, you have this, you have this. All that's fine. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you can do. I want that to be what's on the line. I want someone to look at me and be like, let's see what you can do. And if I can't do what they want me to do, all right, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different situation. If I'm not actually capable of creating the product that they desire, okay, you know, I can walk away from that, knowing that was the reason. But if it's that, oh, well, you don't have the experience we're looking for, you know, oh, you don't have the background we're looking for, my mind won't be able to sit with that, because I know it's like I never got to show if I was able to do it. You know, I don't know if that makes sense to a lot of people, but to me that made sense. So I'm trying to just build as much experience as I can, you know. And if I had to do 70 hours a week for the next year, I'll do it. I'll do it, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again, because I love doing this. I love doing this. It's the simple answer that I have all the time, is that I enjoy doing this, man. I enjoy looking at this camera. I enjoy talking to y'all. And if me working 70 hours a week for these internships, for this job, for school, for 1 year, 1 year, man, I would give it up time after time to have the chance, to have the bidding chance to do this with my life and talk to y'all and build this relationship with y'all and this journey with y'all, because I'm just very grateful for it. I'm very grateful to be able to speak to people, you know, because like I always said before, there was a time where this wasn't possible for me as a person. You know, I was too scared. It was not something I thought would ever be a reality. It was not something I ever thought I would ever be able to do. And the things that I feared the most in my life ended up being the things I loved. And that's a wild thing, man. That's a wild thing. And I've noticed that it's happened within my very eyes. The things I was most scared to do are now the things that I love doing the most and I want to do in my career. And that is, you know, it's really hard to explain that. It's really hard to go with that. But that's where we are. That's a simple thing. That's the reality of that. That's where we are. And, you know, I'm just trying to build as much experience as I can. So I think I am going to take them. I was already offered the media one for campaigning and marketing. So they've just been waiting on my response. I've been kind of dragging it out a little bit because I was thinking a lot. I was doing a lot of thinking, talking to the people I love, talking to the people close to me. You know, so like sometimes I'm mumbling. Come on, man. Sometimes that's all you can do. Sometimes it's best to do that. You know, we always try to make the big decisions by ourselves. And I was thinking to myself, well, I should just talk to some people and just see. And the way the world is going is that, you know, they care more about your experience than your degree. I have been around a lot of people now who have these degrees, that been there, they've done the time in school, but they're not getting hired because they don't have the experience. They didn't take all those internships. They just focused on a degree alone, and they went through it. And that's been my philosophy for 4 years now, guys. 4 years. I've said this time after time because I believe this with my whole heart. It's not what you do while you're in school, it's what you're doing outside of it that gets you that career. That's what makes a difference, because there's thousands on thousands on thousands of people getting the same degree as you. Same paper. What is going to be the difference between you and them? Your experience. And that's what's going to make it so competitive. And that's what I'm trying to do here. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going all out. Pedal to the metal. And the car is full of gas. So we're hitting it. And we're moving fast. But yeah, that's what we've been doing. And I'm fired up thinking about it. I'm fired up, guys. But yeah, so Texas State versus UTSA tomorrow, baby. I'm excited. Got a little run in the morning. Got to earn the whole day, earn the little party time at the game. Have some fun, man. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it, because it's coming to an end. It really is. It's coming to an end. And as much as I'm excited about everything else, I got to realize that I got to enjoy these times as well. I got to enjoy the moments that I have. And this is going to be a moment. We'll just enjoy things. I went to the weekend concert Wednesday. Shout out to my friend Sam, who gave me a free ticket for it. Really appreciate it, man. Love that guy. But yeah, I was able to go see the weekend. I grew up with Abel for a good while. I remember it was a funny story. When I first heard the song Can't Feel My Face, I think it was I was in elementary. But I remember I was coming back from Six Flags, and I was sitting in the back of my parents' car, and I just heard it. And for some reason in my head, I was like, this is some new Michael Jackson, Unvaulted song that he had in the vault. And then when he passed away, it's released this bad boy. It's time. I looked it up, and it was this guy called The Weeknd. I was like, wow. So yeah, The Weeknd's pretty cool. I always like his music. I like the way it goes. After Hours, I like the little Starboy time when he was Starboy. I was like, oh baby, I started playing that thing a lot. I was playing Starboy a lot. Off to the Flame, and a lot of the newer things, the whole Blinding Lights, that time period, man. He was his songs were headlining everything. They were in the Super Bowl, WrestleManias. He was the big boom. But yeah, man, love it. Good stuff. And now I don't, I my mind's so many places, dude. In so many places, I know. But yeah, I'm gonna go play some basketball today. Come home. No, I'll go to work. Work's been pretty cool. Coaching's pretty chill, man. Things have been pretty wild because kids are just, I don't want to say this about everyone's kid, but the way media has kids now, especially TikTok, dude. And it's crazy me saying this because I'm still young. And it's crazy because I used TikTok for a long time and I still use it, but I don't like looking at everything on there. I'll look up if I want to look at something. I'm a big philosophy person. I love learning about the human mind and all that, or clips from podcast episodes. I'll look it up. Or I've been trying really hard. What I did is I got a new TikTok account, and I look at the things I want to look at. So I try to avoid everything else. But there's so many things are just ridiculous, man. Things are ridiculous, and it feels wild me saying that because I feel old, and I'm not old. I'm really young, but it makes me feel older. And now the kids, the way they are, is all they say is stuff from TikTok. That's all they say out of their mouths, man. And they're honestly really rude. Not just to us, but to each other. They don't respect each other. And then they don't respect us. And the biggest thing about it is that if the parents don't care, there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it because we can't discipline them. We can't discipline them. We can't take anything away from them. All we can do is be oh, well, we're going to talk to your parents. We're going to call your parents. And if the parents don't care or they can't control them, then the kid can basically do whatever they want. So yeah. So that is what it is. It's just more of going in there, dealing with them, and surviving the day and getting ready. I got to go do my workouts after because I've been it's been, I was about to say it's been hard, but it hasn't been hard. I've just been kind of lazy with the workouts, man. I'm in good shape. I feel really good. I'm in some of the better shape I've been in a long time, but I could still be doing a lot better, you know? And I don't want to make it to where like, it's like, oh, I'm tired. Like that kind of excuse, especially when I start doing all this stuff, working out's going to be a big priority still for me because it's something I really care about, man. So yeah. Man, I kind of just been going. Things have been wild, guys. It's been wild, I hope y'all are doing really good, man. I hope y'all are, whatever y'all are doing, I hope y'all are enjoying it. Y'all having a fun time because things are just going to get crazier. Things are just going to get crazier. You just keep going. Starting to get that little fall vibe going, it's still pretty hot. Oh, I didn't even talk about my stand-up, man. I was supposed to do stand-up. I was so excited. I was so nervous, but I was excited. It was like that feeling where I was like, all right, this has to happen here. And then we went and it was like draw because you got to like put your name. Everyone has to put all their names in the hat, and then they draw like 20 people. They didn't pick me. And all I'm gonna say is that they do pick the regulars almost every time, which I get it, dude. They've been there multiple times. You're cool with them. You're gonna put them on. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's like, come on, give the guy a shot. Give the boy a shot. Give me a shot to get up there because I was ready. And it felt like one of those things where it's like, oh, I get to do it. I get to wait another week. But at the end of the day, you have all that momentum going into that moment. Your whole mind has been locked in on that moment. This is the time that you plan to do it. And to push it back a week, it kind of like kills the vibe a little bit. And it makes it to where I'm not thinking about it that much. It's more just going to be like when it comes, it comes. So I'm not going to be as mentally prepared. I'm just going to be kind of like doing it. So we're going to see. I still believe it's going to be a good bit. I believe I'm going to surprise some people. But at the end of the day, who knows, man? Comedy is a perspective thing. So I may think it's good. Everyone else may think it's bad. And you got to take the punches. I know some people are always going to hate what I do. Some people are always going to think what I do is dumb. Some people are going to think that I'm cringe. Some people are just not going to agree. And that could go with anyone. Anything you're doing, someone's always going to think it's bad. Someone's always going to disagree with you. And it's kind of like, that's the whole gist of it. Like if you're making yourself a public person, if you're making what you do a public thing, then you better get ready for what comes next. Because what someone told me, and this has always stuck with me, and I tell people this time after time, not really, but I have said this a few times to people, is that the only way to go through life without being criticized is to say nothing at all, as if you never existed. And that always sat with me. That I would always think about that. I was like, dang, man, I hate being judged about this. Like, dang, why can't people just like what I do? Like, you think about that sometimes, you're like, oh, why does someone have to be so negative about this? Like, why can't they just let me, like, do the things I want to do without telling me something? And then you got to think about it. You're like, that's what you signed up for. That's what you pursuing something automatically means you're signing up for it. You're signing up for people's judgment, people's criticism. And that's just how it goes, man. It's part of the gist. It's part of the game. You just got to be able to overcome that. You just got to be mentally bigger than that and understand. A lot of times when someone tells you something negative, it's because either one, they can't do it themselves, or two, they're just having a hard time. They're just having a hard time in their life. And that's where it's like saying something back isn't really ever going to do anything. Me being negative back, what does that say about me? What does that say about my character? So you got to think about that kind of stuff, man. Especially like what I said in the intro. This is a big month for a lot of people. It's a very sensitive topic. And to me, it's a very sensitive topic as well, because there was a time, there were times in my life where, I was picked on, I was bullied, and it was like, it shapes things to you very negatively. And while you're getting older, it makes things really, really hard. And I was able to get away from that. And I know that there's a lot of people that weren't, and either things are really hard for them right now, or they're just not here with us anymore. And if that's ever the situation for you, you could always reach out to me. I will happily talk to you. I will happily love to talk to you about everything, see what you're going through. And we can just talk. Sometimes all someone needs is someone just to listen to them. Not even say something to them, man. A lot of times people don't even need you to say something back. A lot of times they just need you to hear what they have to say, to just feel like they're being heard, like they're not alone, man. Because the feeling of loneliness sucks, and it's so many people feel alone. So many people feel alone, man. They feel like they can't tell anyone anything. They feel like it's just very hard because they don't want to be judged. They don't want to look like they're soft. They don't want to look like they can't hold their own, that they can't be that person to some people. Because some people feel like they're seen as like, it's hard to open up and feel like you're going to disappoint people, to feel like you're not who other people think you are. And that's just a hard thing for some people to get through. And I just hope that you're able to understand that you can talk to people, that there's always going to be someone to talk to. And if you don't have someone to talk to, then talk to me. But anyways, guys, that's it for today. I know it was a really lackluster episode. I'm sorry. I really am. I wish that I would have been more like, I don't know. My mind's just in so many places, but I always want to make time to talk to y'all. Thank you, guys. If you're going to the Texas State UTSA game, I'll see you there. Go Runners, baby. Unless you're Texas State, I get it. But over here, it's Go Runners. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to y'all next time.
Burning memories till the